If you've ever left that meeting and you thought, I should have said something. Why didn't I speak up? Why didn't I add my 2 cents in that conversation? And now it's too late. You're sitting at your desk and the meeting is over. And now you're sitting there thinking about, what did the supervisor think about me not speaking up? What did everybody else in the meeting think? Everybody else shared something and I didn't. This video is for you because I want you to have a couple phrases that you can use next time that will help you to speak up in the meeting and be assertive. And I want to emphasize, I'm not a big fan of phrases because I don't think in the long run they are actually very helpful, because you still have to do that inner work to be truly assertive. However, I still want to give you those phrases because I know they will help you. And if you're here all the way through the video, I want to emphasize towards the end how you really are going to establish your assertiveness. So first, let's just get the phrases out of the way. So while you're there at the table, everybody's sharing, talking about whatever it is at the meeting, and you can always say, this is my perspective on it. I'd like to add my take on this, whatever it is that you are talking about. So it's just a couple phrases, just something very simple. And if you really, really want more, I'm going to add the link to the 10 top phrases that I think every woman should know, the 10 top assertive phrases that every woman should know, and I'll put that in the description there, and it'll be linked at the end of the video. And one of the ones I love the most, which is not really a phrase, it's really just something you can add into when you're having a conversation with someone, taking out that word but. Anytime you feel as if you're going to use it, use the word and instead, and that will help you establish that you're hearing the other person and that you're not discounting what they said, you're not disregarding it, you're not throwing it to the side, you're actually adding it to whatever thought you have afterward. So even if, for example, it's a no, say you don't agree, you can say, I appreciate where you were coming from with that topic, with that project, and I'd like to go in a different direction. So you're adding in, you're letting that other person know that you appreciate it, and yet you're still keeping the assertive position that your direction is going to go this way instead. So, and it's so powerful. I love to use that all the time. So I gave you 2 really, really quick phrases there because, as I said, I'm not a huge fan of them, but I will use them from time to time, and I did make that top 10 list because I know that it's helpful to just have some key kind of things that you can say. However, that and in there, try it out. Try to replace every time you are going to say but, use the and instead and see what it creates for you as far as in your conversations and in the way that you even talk to yourself about certain things. So now that we've gotten the phrases out of the way, we can cover the really important stuff of what holds you back in the meeting from saying the assertive thing. If you can lean more into your thoughts about what held you back from saying it, so maybe you have some doubts about your ability to, imposter syndrome. You have your doubts about your ability to perform. You have some doubts about what people are going to think when they hear you talk about the project or whatever it was. And so that's what kept you hesitant from sharing in the meeting. So think on to that. Go into those thoughts, have that conversation, that inner conversation, and figure out what was it that you were telling yourself that kept you from doing the act of saying something. That's the most important key to this. So the phrases are top. They're important. That's what you clicked on the video for. You wanted a couple phrases, so I gave that to you. But at the end of the day, if you don't have anything to back up those phrases, if you can't use your tone of voice, if you can't position your physical self to be able to say those things and say it in a way that it's received by the other person, well, then I've just given you words. And I want you to be able to actually use this and make a difference for yourself. So, as I said, you can do this. I've said this in other videos. This is something that you can do. Everybody has an ability to be assertive. So if you got something out of this video, if you need a little bit more though, Those top 10 assertiveness phrases are going to be linked in the description. And if you need a lot more, if you really need assistance, you can always book a private session with me and we can talk more about it. So the link for that will also be in the description, or somewhere in this video. It'll be somewhere. And overall, it's very frustrating to feel that you have just missed out on an opportunity. So stop missing out on opportunities. Take the time, practice a couple of the phrases, and let me know what you think in the comments. And we will talk about this again on another video. Once again, my name is Andrea Palmer, your assertiveness coach. Take care.